right, fresh off little vacay. We are here at a BMW Autocross event. Drove the trusty 318, and I'm not sure I'll be able to document anything while I'm driving, but I am here. And there it is. So I'm here, checked in. I got my nice M bottle of water, got my credentials, and we're about to experience, I guess, autocrossing modern day BMWs. So I'm about to go get in this line, which I'm gonna flip the camera so you can see. Here's the line. I guess there's the vehicles. One being charged, another one being charged. Let's do it.
Martin from San Diego.
Now it's my turn. After these two, getting into this car, and we will do it. Looking forward to this. Hope I don't scare my instructor. So it was quick, it was too short. Just enough to get used to it now. The steering on the i4 M50 is a lot different compared to what I've done on the track. So it's much, I guess like a feedback might be the best word to use there, but certainly good acceleration. But you know, 2 laps on an autocross track on the first time or second time driven the car, clearly not enough. Now we're about to go ride with the driver. Did the 330E. I actually liked it a little better. It felt nimble, but maybe it's because it's so light. But now, I'm getting to go with the instructor in the i4. What's up? Yo, that was crazy. I mean, the i4, I've driven it on the highway before, but that's serious. You know, swinging that weight around and that acceleration, I'm sure it's like that in any other EVs, but it's still fun to experience it no matter who makes the car. On to the iX M60. Be back in a bit. So next up is 0-60 test on the iX M60. So this one you're supposed to experience the acceleration and then the braking power, and I'm excited for this too, because I mean, where else can you go just smash the gas and just do this legally and feel all the power all at once? There they go. Look at that. Look at all that weight transfer. Yeah, sure. I'm sure there's got to be exhilarating. While I did the drag racing, I'm out at the M-Town event, so I just wanted to cut back to what it's like inside the iX. So this one actually feels more like an electric car. It feels much different from BMW's typical design language. As you see, there's no physical buttons at all. Here's really the controls for the car. Different shifter, no real console. So you get the feeling more of I'm in an EV and something different. And very Mercedes-like with the seat controls and stuff like that. You know, push button to get out of the door. Yeah, it is what it is. Very, very EV-like. Even the steering wheel is a little squirkly, almost Corvette-like. It's weird. While to find it, here's the volume. And of course, if you know BMWs, you can also just do gesture control. So I don't want to get copyright infringement, but basically, see? I would love to play this song, but apparently I'm gonna get a strike, but it's Hootie and the Blowfish. I guess it goes along with this relaxing mode I'm in, which plays this sound. I guess with the music not playing, this is what it's gonna do. Yes, this sound does play even if you have music going. I don't know, I guess it's relaxing. I feel relaxed. also in this mode, it turned on the massage seats. This is something. It's special. One thing I found while doing these drives is that I am not good at one pedal driving. I guess it's going to determine car by car how that behaves and stuff like that, but it's not as if you can quite predict yet on a first test drive when it's going to stop. But I think with practice I get better, but right now I suck. I'm going to put this thing in sport mode and let's go. So, all right, why not? Let's go for it. Oh my. I like the sound effects when you mash it. Kind of crazy, right? Similar to the experience with on the track where we had to go down and hit the throttle. I'm not even going to say gas because it's an EV. It's intense. So anyways, cutting back to the Autocross event for now. So we also had to do some demonstrating of how the thing handles in tight situations and 1-foot driving and stuff like that. So that was really what we're doing here. All right, now to wrap up my day, I've done okay, let's recap. I've done the Autocross on both the i4 M50, the 330e, which was a plug-in hybrid 3 Series, and just did the 0-60 sprint and rear steering test on the iX M60. And now I'm on an XM M60 to do a little street drive, try out this thing, see what it's like in comfort, see how it compares to what I know. So, I know it's probably pretty faint, but as you kind of swerve left and right, I'm kind of just doing like what race car drivers do and warm their tires up. You can see it kind of shows the tilt of the vehicle. The car, I mean, you can clearly feel there's some rear steering assist as you do this thing. The rear end kind of, it just feels unnatural. But I mean, clearly the car is pretty nimble and can turn well. This feels all whatever size it is, but in the same breath, it kind of still doesn't feel like it's unwieldy, but you can definitely feel the weight as you go through turns and stuff. This is not a toy, as they say. Obviously, I am driving this thing in sport mode, so there won't be too much that I'll comment on in terms of comfort, just because I wanted to see how responsive this could be. And I gotta double check if it's the M60, because if so, this does not feel that swift from like a 40-60 kind of sprint. But I mean, still isn't bad. It's just not as fast as like an X5 M50i would feel. Now we can see from the infotainment that it's got the large screen, as many other reviewers have mentioned already. Kind of there's a split right here. Of course, there's the climate control, which I think is like kind of overwhelming at first when you first look at it. Like, okay, I just want to set my temperature to something, which is down here. And of course, there are not too many non-screen controls here. You have this here, and then you have your drive selection, drive mode, and then this also can kind of manipulate the screen up here as well. So right now we got cruise control set, and we're just cruising on these old Illinois roads. I believe I'm supposed to take this till 3rd Street, as they provided me a map down here. So we're just cruising right along. Nope, it does not do a good job of lane keeping. But who knows? I don't know what features are in here. I know that's a common theme of mine on these cars I keep testing. But I don't get press cars, I just get whatever I can get my hands on. All right, so correction, xDrive 40i. The M60i, but I guess I got this one. Anyways, this is it. You all have seen it. And actually in white, it doesn't look too terrible. I'm still not sure if I'm a fan of the new language that BMW uses with their lights on some of these SUVs. But it's not too bad. But it's an attractive vehicle somewhat. It does drive like a BMW SUV. Of course, in the 40i implementation, it does feel way underpowered, but if you get this one, I'm pretty sure you get some decent gas mileage. Of course, as you can see, we have the cognac colored interior. I believe that's what it is. At least it's what they used to call it. Of course, with BMW and any of these manufacturers, it's to be called several different things right now. So I'm in the second row now, Captain seats, it's not too bad. Sorry for the odd lighting. Clear of the sunroof, my exposure is a little confused, but pretty roomy. You've got, you know, your climate controls, cup holders here down low. Looks like some USB-C charge points, regular 12 volts, and I'm not quite sure what this is, but it's a thing. And of course, the third row up, a little cargo thing here. In typical X5 and fashion, you get the top hatch that comes up, and then the bottom hatch comes down, and you get adequate space. Not much to have this fully loaded with passengers, a lot of luggage, but it'll work for short trips, maybe a weekend or an overnight stay somewhere. Now, let's see what it takes to get into this back row. It looks like you pull this. Nope, that doesn't do it. Oh, never mind, I didn't wait long enough. So, if you got impatient people, it's always a joke with electronic seats and nice stuff. It's kind of slow. So then you pull the seat back. And for me, at 5'10", it's not bad. The seat backs are pretty soft. The seat bottoms are pretty cushiony. You do get a cup holder, and that's about it back here. And I guess these are controls to over here to manipulate something. Also noting the captain seats, they do have seat controls here that are actually looks like you can move back and forth and stuff like that. I don't know if I'd move any farther back than this. Like I said, this is legitimately just enough room for somebody about 5'10" to fit in the third row. And I think a taller person could fit here with the seat as it is right here. Your miles may vary, but it's not bad room on the interior here. Of course, backup camera gets a top-down view, and it's pretty clear, pretty high res. The heads-up display is showing something. I don't quite know what it means, but there you go. I mean, looks pretty easy to maneuver. Drives like a car, not too truckish, but weighty. And like most big SUVs of this class, it has a pretty much a full cabin sunroof or glass roof, and it's pretty hot. So I'm going to see if you can close the shade at all. And yes, the shade does seem to close, and it's a hard shade, so you don't have to cook underneath this glass unnecessarily. However, you know, you're going to want this open to get a bit more light in here, so that because it's kind of cavernous, and it's really dark in the back with this closed, as you can see. Okay, I adjusted this thing from sport mode to cover mode because that's probably where most normal people drive this. And in this mode, it's kind of bouncy, it's soft. It's probably more analogous to a Tahoe or how one of those other vehicles type kind of ride. I mean, it still has accurate steering and doesn't feel like you don't know where you're going, but it's a little bouncy in this mode. So now we're gonna try its backup, its auto park feature. And I touched the accelerator. So it's backing up into a spot on its own. And here we go. It's doing its thing. It's not. Now we're going forward so it can adjust. And we try again. Can we get in the lines? And hooray, it did it. So that's it. That's a 2023 BMW XM xDrive 440, so inline 6 version. Pretty capable in its current form. I know this is probably a 6-figure car. I'll look it up and post the price on that. It seems to not really do good with lane keep assist. Acceleration is average out clearly with this engine powering it, this large of a vehicle. I expect a little bit more because that the BMW inline 6 is pretty potent, but this is a whole lot of car to get moving. Very roomy interior. Pretty sure with 6 people in here, though, it wouldn't be enough room for a luggage for any sort of long trip. But 4 people going on a trip, I can't see a better choice than this, especially if you're in this price range for looking for an SUV. Pretty sure its closest competitor would be the Grand Cherokee L in this form. Maybe the Grand Wagoneer. The Grand Wagoneer seems a whole heck of a lot bigger. Clearly, the Mercedes GLS platform would be in this range. It's a cut above the like the Acura MDXs and I think the Lexus 570s of the world. Just because of it's not quite rugged, but it is elegant. It is smooth. It's graceful. So here's the XM. This is quite a beast of an SUV. I'm not quite sure what all regions it fits in because it's so big, but still only seats 5 people. But the thing moves, as I'll show you here in a second. So while editing, I actually got invited to go to the M-Town, which I guess all BMW owners got it. So they have an event. You can drive the XM, you can drive the i4 M50 or the iX M50. So I'm in the XM, so it's something. I mean, I know it's not getting really well reviewed because there's no real place for this. I mean, it is big for no reason, and it's not quite Urus level, or I think I would even say RSQ8 in terms of sporting, because it's just big and lumbering, but it goes. And just for some fun. Sounds good too, a little rumble. Shifts are kind of slow. I mean, here I'll tap trying to get down to first as I come to the stop. Tap. So it's not quite as snappy as one would expect in something that is an actual M car. The thing that's neat about this is, I guess, apparently, and I don't remember any other reviews talking about this, is the full electric mode, which I'm in right now. Drives like any, well, I wouldn't say it drives like most EVs. I mean, it drives. It's this big heavy thing. It feels more golf cartish than anything. I mean, max pedal, that's it. But it'll get you around, I guess. Going back to being big for no reason, it is interesting that this thing is large. I mean, it's probably about the size of my Mercedes GLS without a third row. Doesn't drive too big, but you're well aware of it when you're going through a turn, but it's not like all really pulley. You just feel the weight, if that makes sense. Maybe not. Of course, the i7 with its gigantic passenger screen in the back. Obviously, it was not available for us to drive. The iX, which we drove the M60 variant, which it gets to 60 pretty quick. The M4 convertible, and something I'm actually interested in, and this might actually be a future car for me. I know a lot of you don't like the rear end. In person, it doesn't look quite as bad. Probably even this video it probably is not very flattering, but the dimensions and the depth of it are a lot better looking in person. With its nice sculpted hips. The interiors of the traditional BMW design language we have right now. Of course, the door's locked, so you can't really take a closer look. Then you have the front end, which is very attractive looking to me these days. Good job, BMW, on that. And the rest of the car, one day I'll go test it. And if you're listening, BMW, or if anybody cares to have a low subscriber person get one of these to drive, I would love to drive it and review it and give a regular Joe's opinion on this. Anytime I come to a BMW event, I always like comparing and contrasting where they are today compared to where they used to be. It's fun to drive. I think somewhere deep down they do feel the same, but this is always going to be a very, very fun car to drive to me. So anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in again and joining me on this adventure with BMW at the Gateway track here in St. Louis, or really Madison, Illinois, excuse me. And we'll be back for more content. If you like this, please like and subscribe and help me get there. I'm almost to 300, folks. And from 300, of course, I want 350, so on and so forth. But subscribe, please. Thank you. Bye-bye. So it's just a little short test drive. Sounds great. Engine sounds good. I like it.